of Dynamics 365 Business Central. Today we are covering the account schedule reporting tool. So basically, account schedule is a tool that our finance team use to generate GL-based reports. So today's presenter is Tisum. I think you all are familiar with Tisum's previous presentations. So he will take you through the reporting functionalities. And if you have any questions, please drop us a message or raise your hand. Then the moderator will take your questions at the end of the session. So thank you very much, everyone. So over to you, Tisum. You can start the session.
Thank you, Takshila. Okay, so hi everyone, good evening. So today, as explained, we are going to talk about account schedule. So I hope you all joined with us for our previous sessions. So here we now go to a bit deeper about the reporting sessions, right? So account schedules, right? Account schedule is a financial reporting tool where without any developer help, the finance users can develop reports as per their requirements based on the GL account. Okay, so without any help of a developer, the finance users, any finance user can develop their own reports. They can make their own reports. A finance manager will ask some reports that those all reports can be, that means the chart of accounts reports can be mainly handled through the account schedules, right? So this is the role center. I have logged from the accounting manager's role center. Okay, so you can see these were explained in our earlier sessions. What are these? So I will not go in deeper for these sessions. So I will straightly go to the account schedule, right? So in the analysis part, I have this account schedule. So now when I click the account schedules, you get a list of account schedules. These are system standard account schedule that Microsoft gives us. So you can create live reports straight out of the chart of accounts and the dimensions. Okay, so I will now in today's session I will touch the dimensions also. We can combine dimensions also to prepare the chart of accounts, right? So first of all, I will create a new account schedule. I will do some scenario wise. I will go today's session. I will go scenario wise. Okay, that might be good for you all, right? So when I click new button here, I can create new. So first of all, first scenario, I will take the whole income statements of the chart of accounts as a report, right? So I can put a name here, right? So we can put a name, put the primary key, and then we can put the whole description here, what you want, right? And we have another two fields called default column layout and the analysis view name. Those things I will with going forward, I will explain you what are those, right? So once we have this name, and then here we have something called the edit account schedule, right? Okay, so here we get the worksheet type form. Okay, so using this we can create any report based on the chart of accounts, based on the GL accounts, based on the dimensions that has been applicable for all the chart of accounts from these things. So what I will do is we have this option called insert GL accounts, right? Okay, so when we select this insert GL accounts, we get the whole chart of account which we have uploaded as per the requirement of the customer. So here we get the whole chart of account in this insert GL accounts. So what we have is we have the balance sheet. We in down we have the income statement. All things we have. So what we will do is for you to get a clear understanding, I will take only the income statements accounts, right? So what we can do is here now the income statements are from the 6000 number series. So I can select more, and then I just need to select all. That means select all means you can select any of the accounts which is needed for your reporting side. Okay, so I will select all the income statement accounts and then just click OK. Once you click OK, the whole income statement accounts of our chart of accounts would be loaded to the account schedule or worksheet, right? These are the accounts. The everything which we selected has come here. Okay, so the first column is a row number. Row number is some identical number which we will give. We can give any number actually. We can give any number to a sequence and any identical number can't be duplicated or can't be duplicated. We can give any number, right? And then here we got the description, and then we have this totaling type. I'll explain you what is this totaling type, and then it is a totaling, right? Okay, so this whole number, that means the row number has been generated to here from the chart of account number. So from the chart of account, if you get the chart of account number, the whole number, the whole chart of accounts to this side, then it will take the row number as the chart of account number. Okay, and then I will just now this is a report, right? This is a report, but we can have this overview here, right? Here we will get an error called the analysis view name account schedule should have a column layout. Column layout in the sense we have created the rows section. We have created the rows section. Now we have to have a column section. So what we have to do is here we have to select a relevant accounts column layout, default column layout. So what I will choose is end balance, and I will explain you how this is done, right? So now I will go to the overview. Here we can view the report. Here in the general tab, we have this account schedule name as income statement, which we have already included there, and the column layout name. And here we can give a view by year, month, week, day, quarter, and then we can give a date filter, right? When we give the date filter, we will get the information, we will get the balances, right? Now the row number and the description is the one which we extracted from the chart of accounts, and the balance is the one which we extracted from the column layout setup. Okay, so going forward, I will tell you how to make this column layout setup. I'm still in the preparation of the income statement, right? So once you get this one, you can get a whole view of a report like this. That means the whole income statement and the balance, current balance as per the date filter which we are given here. So we can even take a printout of this, or else we can open in Excel also. We can do both the functions, right? So what happens is here you get the sales, retail sales, and the whole balance sales as per the date filter given to us. Now suppose we have sales of resources. Now your finance manager, sorry, sales of jobs. This is much prettier, right? Now suppose your finance manager doesn't need all these sales of jobs. That means he overview, the breakdown of the sales of jobs, right? Here we have some function to do, right? Now here is the sales of jobs. Now this is the worksheet which I showed you earlier, where we do all the development things here only, right? So suppose we doesn't need the finance manager just doesn't need the total of the sales of jobs, right? So what he can do is either he can delete this one option, or else here we have the option to show yes or no. So what we can do is I will just have this option show no, right? So likewise anything can be done like that. If the if you doesn't need to see the breakdown wise, if you doesn't need to check the accounts, you can just enter those accounts, or else you can delete those accounts, or else from here you can disable the viewing facility of that account, right? So because of this, now I have disabled the viewing facility of the sales other jobs and jobs of sales, right? And the total sales of jobs would be viewed because it is a total account. So in the chart of accounts, there are different types of totaling accounts, right? We've explained in the earlier sessions, totaling accounts, posting accounts, begin total, end total. Likewise, we have many type of accounts, and then out of these things, posting accounts are the ones which will be directly posted, and the total accounts are the ones which would be the calculation, the total of the posting accounts. So what I did was, for the posting accounts, because the scenario was not to show the not to show the breakdown of the total sales of jobs, but to show only the total account. So what happens is, here now when I go and when I click the overview, right here, see the breakdown has been disappeared because of this, because of we did that show viewing column we did as no. So what happens is, we get the total value of total sales of jobs, right? And as we explained earlier, we have this drilling down facility in Navision, where you can drill down to the relevant invoice level, right? You have the option of drilling down facility. So when we click here, you will get the whole entries which is needed to which was needed on the given date time period of all the transactions, and you can even check into the invoice level, the document level. You can check it. You have this drill down facility of that also. So likewise, if you have, suppose if your scenario is not to show the service contract sale and the PM service sale, but only to show the total sales of service contract, that also, as I showed you, you have two options. Either you have to delete these two, or else you have this option to show yes or no, right? And then here we have another feature called the show opposite sign. Now I'm talking about this one. We have another feature called show opposite sign. It is in Navision, all the minus figures are credits and all the plus figures are debits. So in this case, all the sales values are all already coming from the minus figures, right? All are coming from minus figures because of we are extracting the whole from the chart of account. But if there's a scenario that if the top management needs because they doesn't need the minus values, they just need the whole value to see clearly, what you can do is, the sales values, here you can select the show opposite sign. Okay, here you can see the show opposite sign. Once you select this show opposite sign, and once you view this one, here comes, this will not show any minus figures. But remember, this will not affect the chart of account. This is just a report only. This will not affect any chart of accounts. This is only a report, so you can do any kind of things with this. Okay, and then here we have this show column, and then I explained it to you earlier. And then we have bold, italic, underline. Likewise, we have many options that you can do from this one. If you make this bold, if you make this bold, if I make this bold, this would become bold. And if I can make even italic, I can underline those things. Those kind of things, those kind of simple things can be done through this. So with the chart of accounts, you can create these kind of reports as your requirement, right? So now I will go to another scenario, right? Okay, now suppose now in our chart of accounts, we have all our retail sales, as well as we have all our costs of retail. Cost of retail means the sales, retails cost of sales, right? So what happens is, if you need to develop a report to check the gross profit of the retail items of the retail accounts, what you need to do, right? So what we can do is, I will create another new accounts schedule for this one, right? So as I explained earlier, here I can go and click the new button, right? And then here I can create a new um, account schedule called, suppose a gross profit. I will just name this as the gross profit. Okay, and then I will have the name gross profit retail. Okay. Okay, so then I can have the default column layout name. Okay, I will just select it as imbalance, and further on I will show you how to develop these things also, how to make default, how to make the column layouts. Okay, I will show these things. So as I explained you earlier, I will select our familiar one, imbalance one, right? And then here I can overview. Sorry, not overview. Here I can edit account schedule. Now another worksheet would be open. You can create any number of multiple reports you need through this account schedule, right? So now another new account schedule. So I explained the scenario earlier. Now I need to get the gross profit sales of the retail side, right? So what I have to do is I have to again go to our chart of accounts. So here we have got the insert GL accounts, right? And we get the whole GL accounts. Okay, and then here we are getting the sales of retail. So the formula would be, so what we can do is would be, we have to take the sales of retail, the total sales of retail minus the cost of sales for retail. That would be the gross profit for retail section. So what I will do is, as I showed you earlier, here we have the option of selecting, and then I will select the total sales of retail. Okay, I will select the whole thing like this. We can go, I will select from this here, it would be more identical to you all. So I will select this one to the total sales of retail. Okay, and press OK. And then here comes the sales of retail. So here we are getting only the sales value. Now we have to select the cost value also, right? Then here what we have to do is we can again go insert GL accounts. Okay, and then here we are getting the cost of retail. Okay, right. So I will select the cost of retail items also, and then just click OK. Once I click OK, it will automatically match all the things, and it will now the sales of retail part is in the upper section, and cost of retail part would be in the down section. Okay, so now once you select the overview option, what you will get is you will get the whole sales of retail, all the balances, the total sales of retail, and the cost of retail, the total cost of retail also. So as I explained, our scenario was to take the gross profit. Okay, so how to take the gross profit is you have to minus the total sales of retail by the total cost of retail. Now, how can we do that? We need to show in the report the gross profit value. We need to show in the report. So what I can do is I can enter. I will enter another row, right? Suppose the number would be specifically a number more than the last number, right? Here I will enter. We just enter 8,000, right? Any number more than the last number, right? And I will keep to take a blank space. We can keep blank spaces like that, like this. And then here I will enter 8001, and then I will enter gross profit, our name of the particular row. Okay, then we are having some few options, namely this totaling type. We are having some few options. Mainly, basically, we are using the posting accounts, the total accounts, the formula. Total accounts would be the total cost of retails one. That means the totaling accounts. The posting accounts would be basically these accounts, right? And then we have this formula. Formula is here when we select the formula, we need to enter a formula, right? It is very simple. Now, what is the formula to take the gross profit? The formula would be total sales of retail subtracted by the total cost of retail. Okay. Then the total sales of retail. What is the row number of that? The row number is 6195. Okay. So here we can enter 6195. And then in Navision, as I explained to you earlier, the plus one are the positive ones, the positive values are the debit values. The minus values are credit values. So what we have to do is, because the sales, all the sales values are positive and all the cost of sales values are all the sales values are negative and all the cost of sales values are positive, we need to add this one, right? We need to add this one, and then we need to take the total cost of retail. The row number is 7195. Here we can select the 7195, and then this is all. So what we can do is, since this is a gross profit, we can add the bold color for this one. Okay, once we add the bold color for this one, now I will go and hit the overview. We can now go and check the report. We'll see. Now you can see the gross profit is 13 million. That means sales of retail minus cost of retail. So since it is an income, it is as credit figure. Now suppose the manager doesn't need that as a credit figure. He needs to show with the exact figures. What you can do is you can show the opposite sign, as I showed you earlier. So what happens is, now again, if you select this one and just go in, here we have the with the opposite sign, we are getting 13 million, right? So likewise, we can do these kind of things. These you can add anything, you can subtract anything, you can do any kind of multiplication thing using this, right? So what happens is, now I will have the column layout. Now the column layout is, as I explained you earlier, the column layout is the balance. Okay. Now I will explain you how to change this column layout. Okay. So what happens is, I will explain you this also through another scenario. Suppose we need to see our the whole sales of retail and the cost of sales of retail and the gross profit to a specific period. Suppose to a specific month. That means we can give a date filter for this one, and then you need to see that you need to see the relevant values for that month, as well as you need another column as year to date. You need to see the year to date also. So what we can do is, here we only have the one column as balance. So what we have to do is, we need to create a new column layout. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you how to create a new column layout. Okay, right. So here we are getting all the account schedules. Here we have the option of edit column layout setup, right? In the edit column layout setup, you will get many column layout that has been given to us by Microsoft. These are some standard column layouts. So what we can do is, I will show you how to create a new column layout to get our net change, as well as to get our year to date figures. Okay, so what we can do is, here we can hit our new button, and then I will get we can put any name. Okay, so what happens is, I will put it as net change and year to date. Okay, year to columns. Okay, and then we have another one called this analysis view name. I will explain when I'm going further. I will explain that also for you, right? Now what happens is, now we have created the name, and now we have to select the edit column layout setup. So here also we are getting a worksheet type form, much similar to the account schedule, but there are a few differences. I will explain how to do that. Okay, now first of all, we got the column number. Column number is the name which is we name, that means how the column should be sequentially arranged. Okay, so what happens is, I will have this as A. Okay, and the column header. Column header is, now I showed you earlier the overview, where when I press the overview, I got this column layout as the balance. So that means the column name, column header in the sense the column name. Okay, so what we can do here is, we can in the column number we can put any number, right? Any number or any value we can put it. right? In the column header, I will have it as net change. Okay, and when I press the net change, here we have the column type. We have column types: net change, balance at date, beginning balance, year to date, rest of fiscal year, entire fiscal year. We can have it anything, right? Here now my first column should be the net change column. I will keep it as a net change column. Okay, and then my next column, I will put it as 20. Okay, my next column would be year to date, right? Year to date. I put the name and then the column type. I should change the column type. Now net change doesn't work here. Now the balance at date. Okay. Now I put the balance at date. Now this is good to go. This is just simple thing to do. I will go further to these formulas and everything. Right. Now what happens is here you got the column layout. Okay. Then back. Right. And I will run again our report. This is our report which we created. Okay. So what happens is I will go to the overview. Now once I press the overview, you get this balance. Okay. In the general tab, we can make changes for this report. Okay. So as I said earlier, we can view by month, quarter, yearly, and we can give a date filter for this one, as well as here we can change the column layout name also. What happens is we can change the column layout name. So we created the column layout as NC-YTD. So what happens is I can select this relevant column layout and say, here we go. Here we get all the column as per our requirement. We went to the column layout setup. We did the net change. We went to the column layout setup. We selected 20 as a column number and we put the year to date. And then here we are getting the net change and the year to date. This might be difference because net change is for the relevant given period and the year to date is from the fiscal year starting ending. It manipulates and get all the calculation, right? Here we are getting the gross profit also, net change and year to date gross profit also we can get. So these kind of formulas can be done from here. Okay. Now I will go to much deeper in this column layout setup. Suppose we need to get now the exact same report, the sales of retail. We need to get the gross profit of the cost of retail. Suppose we need to get the gross profit based on the quarterly wise gross profit we need to get, right? So how can we do this? Again, we need to go to the column layout and then we need to actually modify the column layout, right? What happens is I will create a new column layout for this one. Okay. So again, we can go here, edit column layout setup, and then we can go and create a new column layout. I will again show how to create a new column layout. Just select the new button and then select quarterly. I will enter the name as quarterly, right? A new one. Okay. And then I will enter the description as also same as it. As I explained to you, I will explain what is this analysis view name means. Okay, and then here I can press the edit column layout. Now here also I'm getting a free worksheet where I can do any kind of modifications for my columns as I needed, right? So what happens is very basic, as I explained to you earlier, column number would be a primary key and an identical number, and then now for a year, so suppose I need to get for a quarterly wise, I need to get the balances, right? Now here I can enter my name as current quarter. Okay, current quarter, and I will keep it as it is, and then I will go to the column number and I can enter. Now suppose my previous quarter. Okay, my previous quarter. And then now how can I get the previous quarter? I can't select anything from the net change. I can't select anything because I should get the previous quarter one. So here we have something called formula. Account schedule is consisting of many formulas where you can do any kind of modification. Okay, so there is a comparison date formula for this one as -1 cube. -1 means your current period -1. That means your current period and um, previous period of your your previous quarter simply, right? And then here likewise I can enter, suppose my previous quarter, that means my second quarterly one, okay, quarter. So what I can do is here date comparison formula, I can enter -2 cube, okay, and if I need to get another quarter, right? The name is just, we can put any name, right? The name doesn't matter here. Only thing matter is we need to correctly enter these comparison date formulas, right? And I will get this as -3k. So now this is fine. So I have created the column layout scenarios, and I have entered my scenario was to get quarterly. I need to get all the balances for this cost of retail and the gross profit of retail, right? So what I did was I created another column layout, and I have had the current quarter figure. I didn't want to put anything in that comparison rate formula, because if anything doesn't have, it will get the current period thing, and then here I will get the previous quarter. That means he will check this one, and then he will manipulate this one by the previous quarter. Okay, so what I will do is, to you to get understand, I will run the report and I will show you. Okay, so this is our gross profit report. So what I can do is I can select the process and I can overview this one. Same as the previous one, I will get the balance. Then what happens is I can select my relevant column layout which I wanted. Now here we get, this is our current quarter, our previous quarter, our second quarter, and our previous third quarter's one. So here I will get all the information. So these kind of things, by adding these kind of formulas, you can create any report, any column layout, any thing using the chart of accounts and dimensions, right? So these kinds of reports can be created. So this is very simple. Anyone can understand very easily by doing these things, and it's very interesting, right? So now I will go into much more deeper. So I explained you earlier that um, there are you from this account schedule you can create dimension wise reports also. So what are these dimensions? Dimensions we have explained you earlier. What are these dimensions? I will not go into deeper for the dimension sessions. So I will explain you briefly. The dimension is something, if I can give you an example, the dimensions are simply suppose department wise. If you need to get the department wise income statement of your department wise income statement of your company, yes, you can have with dimensions, you can do that. Okay, so what happens is I have created now we will I have arranged another scenario for this one also. Suppose now we created a report, right? We created our gross profit sales report, right? Retail gross profit sales report. Suppose your company need to get your company is having many industry sectors. You do sales for many industry sectors, right? Suppose your agricultural sector, ICT sector, textile. Likewise, you are doing sales for many sectors. Suppose there's a scenario that you need to get the um, sales based on your industrial sector, right? Now I'm going to show you how to do that. So what happens is in my dimensions, okay, I have created a dimension called the industry sector. Okay, in the industry sector, I have created some dimension values as agricultural, ICT, telecommunication, and textile, right? And I have entered some sales invoices, okay, some sales invoices tag into these dimensions. Okay, so once you are doing the sales invoice, you can tag the dimension. This is done to this sales invoice is done to the agricultural sector. This sales invoice is done to the ICT sector. Likewise, you can segregate these things. Okay, so what happens is, if you want to run the account schedule, if we want to get our gross profit report industrial sector wise, right? Industrial sector wise, we have something called the analysis views. Okay, we have something called the analysis views. So what happens is, we have to first develop the analysis view prior to go and make our account schedule report. We have to first make our analysis views. Now I will show you how to make the analysis view. So here I will go to the analysis view and then I can select OK. Right? In this analysis view, I will put the name as industrial sector. Okay. Industrial sector, and then sector, and then the account source would be GL accounts. Now we are going to have in this account schedule. No? So account schedule is all about GL accounts, so we can have it as the GL account. Okay, and then we can have the accounts filter. What accounts should be filtered to these things, right? So the accounts would be, which we selected actually was our income statements accounts. Those were our sales of retail. We already took the sales of retail. So what I will do is, we have the 6105 sales of retail up to cost of retails is 7195. Okay, so we will get that filter, right? We can enter 6105. We need to view that relevant report from this one to this filter, to the sales filter, to the income statement sales filter. We need to view that report, right? And then we can enter yearly or monthly, anything we can enter. And then what is the starting date? Starting date, I will have it as January 1st. Okay, and then here we can enter what is the dimension code you need for this one. Our dimension code is industry sector dimension code we need for this one, right? And then here we have the function called enable update on posting. So once you post something after this also, it put update, it put get we can get real-time information out of these things, right? So once I click this, yes, I need to update this one, right? And then here we get the last updated date 9/23/2021. Okay, so based on this one, now I will show you how to create how our account schedule should be managed, right? So what happens is, now we created the analysis view. So once we create the analysis view, we can go to the account schedule again, and this is our report, gross profit report, right? So I told you earlier that I would explain the analysis view name, right? The analysis view name means the view which we now created. The dimension, the where your account schedule and the dimension would be linked is the analysis view. Okay, so we created the industrial sector, so we can link this one to here. Okay, and here you can even default column layout, you can change anything you need, but it's a default column layout. Once you select the overview, what you need, you can select it and keep it. So up to now I will keep it as the default column layout as imbalance, right? Now I will create another column layout, because suppose my finance manager or my sales manager need to view the relevant report for the agricultural sector and to the ICT sector, right? Now what happens is, here we need to edit column layouts. We need to go to the edit column layout setup, and then we need to create another new column layout, right? I will have that also as industrial sector. Okay. That also as industrial sector, right? And then I will have the analysis view name. I will have the analysis view name as the industrial sector, which we created earlier, right? Okay. Now we can select the edit column layout setup. I explained you earlier also the column number. We can enter any column number, identical number, right? and then we can enter. Now suppose I need to get two columns, right? Agricultural sector and the ICT sector. So what happens is I can enter agriculture. Okay, agriculture, and then 20 I need to get the ICT sector. Okay, now once I select the agricultural sector, how can we segregate these things? How can we get the values? That should be done through here. We are getting the industry sector code totaling, right? This is our dimension. So once we have selected the analysis view name, we are getting this one. So here we can select the agricultural sector, the relevant ID which we have already created in the dimension values. So I will select the agriculture for agricultural sector, and then for the ICT sector, I will select it as ICT. Right, so we created a column layout setup. So using this industry sector code totaling, this would be automatically loaded, right? Based on the dimensions which you are entering, this would be automatically loaded. So based on the dimension values which you are entering in the dimensions, you can select anything you need. Whereas if you need the whole dimension values, one by one you can create columns and you can get all the things. Now up to for this scenario, suppose we need to have to segregate the agricultural sector and ICT sector sales only. Okay, so now I created the column layout setup with our analysis view name industrial sector. Okay, and then here we have got our report, gross profit retail report, which we created earlier. Now I need to view all the sales one only, right? Okay, now I will select the overview. Once I select the overview, I will get the balance because I have selected the default column layout as the balance. Okay, now as I explained you earlier, here we can select the column layout name. Now we will select the column layout name which we have already created now, industrial sector. Okay, and then once we selected the industrial sector, here we get our sales. Now sales domestic for agricultural sector, they have done 50,000 of sales. For ICT sector they have done 16,000. For head office 36,000. For ICT 300 600. So likewise, even you can, as I explained you earlier, you can have the drill down facility, and then you can get all the relevant invoices which has been posted to the invoice level even using this accounts schedule. So these kind of now I showed you how the account schedules and the dimensions can be created. So likewise, even department wise, suppose your expenses are there, right? Your water bills, your telephone bills. If you need to get department wise accounts for these things, yes, you need not to have a developer to develop and give you all these things. You can just go and modify all this. You can do anything out of this account schedule and you can develop on your reports as your requirement. Okay, so this is the whole thing about account schedule. You can have many formulas as you need, and you in account schedule navigation we are having many formulas also. So this is the complete overview of the account schedule which you can do any reporting kind of things using this inbuilt tool. Okay, so I hope you all got some knowledge about this thing. So now we will open up the table for any questions. If you are having, we can open up the table.
Thank you very much, Tisu. So any of you guys having questions, you can just raise your hand or just drop a message now. No questions. I think you have done a good job today. So no problem. So thank you very much, everyone. We will just share the survey link now. If you have time, please, give your feedback on what your thoughts on the today's session. If you feel that we need to cover on certain areas, just let us know through the survey form. Then we can see how we can improve our sessions in upcoming weeks. So thank you very much, presenter Tisum, and thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today. So let's hope that we will that you all join us for our next sessions as well. So we'll keep on, updating with the latest upcoming sessions that we are planning to post, as well as whoever who have missed the sessions, we will always keep on sharing the webinar recording with you, so that you can always refer those and freshen up your memory. So I think so the link is there. You can just send your feedback. So thank you very much, everyone, for today's participation. So we wish you all the best. Thank you very much.